Hi, I just thought I'd do something nice for a friend. And okay, there we go. And so I'm going to make them a pan of gluten-free cornbread. Troy and I enjoyed a pan last week, and I thought, wow, these folks really like this cornbread. Why don't I go ahead and make some for them? So that's what we're doing. Last week, I forgot the salt. I don't know how I could have forgotten the salt, but I did. However, there's so much butter in this, you don't even notice that that it's missing that it was missing the salt. I could tell. So I'm gonna just make sure I have the. I want to make sure I have the salt in there. Okay, so 1 teaspoon of salt. That's all that it calls for. And this is a recipe I wrote. So I wrote this for myself no salt. I wrote this for myself last year because I really wanted to experience cornbread again. And I'm a Jiffy girl. I absolutely love Jiffy. And so I'm like, how can I replicate this recipe? Well, I took a Mexican corn cake recipe and fiddled with the sugars for the cornbread because, like I said, I'm a Jiffy girl. And the recipe turned out delicious. It is delicious. So I have all the ingredients ready here, so I'm going to go ahead and start. Right here we have, why don't I bring it over so you can see? So here we have 1 cup of sugar with 1 cup of butter. It needs to be beaten up again. And to that, we're going to add 4 eggs. And of course, you guys, I use duck eggs. So we're going to add duck eggs. You can add either 5 small chicken eggs or 4 big chicken eggs. And then right here, what we have is 2 cups of buttermilk with 1 tablespoon of gluten-free baking soda. This is going to help it rise. So we're going to mix that in there. Make sure all the baking soda gets in there. Mix that up. And we're going to add this to our dry ingredients slowly. Our dry ingredients include, look how frothy it's getting already. Do you see that? The dry ingredients include 2 cups of cornmeal, 1 cup of gluten-free flour. I use cup for cup. 1 cup of corn masa, which is corn flour. A teaspoon of salt. Okay? So we have that going on. And here's this. I'm going to use a spoon for this, not this whisk. And we're going to slowly incorporate this. Okay. You don't want to overmix, because if you do, you could flatten your dough, I guess. So yes, I wrote this recipe last year for myself because I was sick of everybody else being able to have cornbread and I couldn't. And I think this is honestly one of the best gluten-free recipes I've written. Actually, one of the best recipes I've written. It successfully mimics Jiffy, but you can taste there's much more depth. Now what you're going to have is a very sticky, hopefully runny dough. Buttery, buttery dough. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Thank you for coming to my live. If you'd like to share it out, please feel free to do that. We're going to be here for an hour. So once I pop this in the oven, I'm going to start working on some cabbage and bacon and cabbage. So Troy and I are doing an on your own evening, and he's having pizza, frozen pizza. I can't have frozen pizza. So I just dug around in the refrigerator and found that I had some old cabbage. So I cut off anything that looked off. So I have a half a cabbage, and I have some thick bacon that I've cut. It was bacon ends and pieces. And we're going to add that with some onion and some seasonings. Like I said, do not overmix this. Make sure everything is blended in, but don't overmix because you don't want the cornbread to go flat. Thank you for coming, Dad's Vintage Garage. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Dad's Vintage Garage, did I see that you were, hello, Celtic Gardener. Did I see that you were in the, where are you? Are you in the Twin Cities someplace? Or are you in Minnesota? Or am I way off on that? See, this is the perfect consistency. You see that? All right, so I'm going to bring you over there. I have the, 4 people. I have the cornbread pan heating up. So it's a cast iron pan that I have been heating for about 15, 20 minutes. It's well seasoned. I'm going to add just a little bit of butter to that. Let that. Central Virginia, okay, so way off. I am so sorry. Why did I think, maybe there's some other garage that's from Minnesota. Anyway, really good to see you. Thank you for coming in. I'm going to turn this up a little bit because I want to hear the batter sizzle as it hits. And then it's going to go in the oven at 375 for 40 minutes. And hopefully I can get this over to a friend's house between 7 and 7:30. Okay, here we go. Little bit of a sizzle, not much. But this is how I get my really brown bottom. Well, that sounds bad, doesn't it? Okay then, Karen. All right. Oops, a little bit more. So we're going to get this spread around. I'm going to get this out of here. We're going to get it in the oven. So once again, I'll go through the ingredients. Hopefully I can do it and cook at the same time. The dry ingredients are 2 cups of cornmeal, 1 cup of gluten-free flour. You could use a wheat flour if you're not gluten-free. 1 cup of corn masa, and a teaspoon of salt. The wet ingredients are 4 eggs, 4 eggs, 2 cups of buttermilk, a tablespoon of, here we go, we're going to put this in the oven. A tablespoon of baking soda. That goes right into the butter. Then a cup of sugar and a cup of buttermilk, all of that. So we got to put a timer on for a few minutes. Sorry, I'm buffering a little bit. So we're going to put it on for 40 minutes. I might, you know what? Let's put it on for 30. 30. Okay. I have my other pan going. I have my other pan going over here. I'm going to bring it down here so you can see it. Turn this on. There we go. Didn't have to. Okay. Bring this over here. Oh, come on. There we go. And we're going to put, I'm going to put a little bit of lard in there. I made lard back in December, about 5 pounds of it. So I don't know if you guys know, but lard, if it's rendered from leaf lard or leaf fat, is actually better for you than butter. A lot of people wouldn't believe that, but it's got a better smoke point and all of that. As long as you don't use a ton of it. I mean, it's like any other fat, but isn't that pretty? So I made that myself. Let that go, and then we'll put the bacon in once that. I think I'll do a little bit more. There we go. So we're gonna. I do that because to get the bacon started. Excuse me. I'm gonna have some cherry juice. So I do this to get the bacon started, and then once we get that going, the bacon going, we'll go ahead and chop up the onions and the garlic. Or not garlic. I will put garlic in it, but the onions and the cabbage. Okay. So if you don't know, lard is actually really good for your pots and pans as well. Sounds good, Dan. New friend, let's keep in touch. Absolutely. Gilda Gardner. Gardner, did you survive the front? Oh, you guys know each other. Okay. All right, that's going good. It's smoking a little bit because the pan was hot. Let's. So much for veganism, right? Get that going. Bacon! Hey, you guys, thanks for coming to hang out. I really appreciate it. I love cooking for people. I love making healthy dinners. I love working on specialty diets like gluten-free and gut healthy. This is neither gut healthy. Well, it is gluten-free. It's not necessarily gut healthy. We'll let that hang out for a while, and we'll go ahead and start cutting the onion and then the cabbage, because I'm going to throw the onion. Whoop, get that out of my face. I'm going to throw the onion in with the bacon in a little bit. Bacon. All right. Onion is over here. I'm just using 1/4 of a Vidalia onion because I only have a half of a small cabbage. So this is a bacon and cabbage dinner. Troy gets to have pizza, and I get to have bacon and cabbage. But I am doing a good thing. I'm bringing the cornbread to a friend, and I'm excited about that. Hi, Edward Smart. Good to see you. We already got the cornbread in the oven. We're working on some bacon and cabbage right now. And then as soon as the cornbread is done, I'll put it out and show you guys. But also, I'm going to try to whisk that over to a friend's house just because she's been such a good friend to me, and I'll drop it off outside. I'll call her and say it's out there, drop it off outside, and run away. I've just had, I had it in my heart today that it's time to do something nice. So there's that. It's really time to do something nice. I've been working really hard And I found myself doing a lot of roller coaster stuff. So I thought one of the things that would help me with that roller coaster is doing something nice for someone else. And Troy and I had this cornbread a week ago. It took us all week to eat it because, you know, it fluffs up to about that thick. Ah, it's delicious. But I thought about it. I looked at my recipe and then I looked at my video from last year, and we had this dinner party over at my friend's house and our friend's house. And it was one of my, I think it was maybe my 5th YouTube video, so it was really bad. But sorry, you guys. It was my 5th YouTube video, and I just saw how much people appreciated the food and the gift. And I was like, I need to do that again. So I made the recipe for Troy and I, and then I decided, let's do something nice. And then I'm going to do something nice for myself too tonight. As much fun as I'm making of Troy being able to have pizza, and I'm going to have cabbage and bacon. It's actually one of my favorite things to eat. So get this going a little bit more, and then we'll put the onions in, and then I'm going to cut the cabbage. The thing that takes the longest to cook in this dish, of course, is the bacon, especially if you've got thick ends and pieces. By the way, you guys, if you like to cook a lot with bacon, and you want to go the cheap route, but you want quality bacon, like my bacon comes from a place called Pastures of Plenty, which is they treat an ethical farmer, really ethical farmer, organic ethical farmer. And, but to get a pound of bacon is sometimes $12, $15. But if I get the bacon ends and pieces, I'm looking at for 2 pounds, $8. So compare 13 to 15 per pound of thick slice cut, or I get the ends and pieces, 2 pounds of the ends and pieces that I cut up myself. Now, what's left is mostly the fatty pieces, but I'll give you an example. I don't mind touching my own food, but I do mind throwing it around. But here's a bacon ended piece. Here's a good piece of fat I can use to season a pan. So there's a variety of sizes in there, and you can, I mean, it's just a good bargain. If you want quality, a quality bacon, and you don't want to pay the exorbitant prices, see if they have ends and pieces. All right. I think it's time to go ahead and throw this onion in, but we're going to make you take a trek over here again. Woohoo! Here we go. Da-da-da! Ooh. Smell that? Okay. We're going to let those onions hang out in there and caramelize a little bit with the bacon. I do need to get a clove or two of garlic in there, so hang on for a second. Watch that. Make sure nobody takes it. Over here, I'm just going to smash my garlic. I do not like to mince my garlic unless it's absolutely called for, because then the whole dish tastes like garlic. But if you smash it, it'll seep all of its goodness into the food. And then those people who don't like garlic can pull it out. Who wouldn't like garlic? Tell me. All right. let's go ahead and cut that cabbage. You got a good look at that. Thank you guys for coming once again. I really appreciate it. It makes me happy to see different people up in here every now and then, and the same people. I'm missing my Elisa. Elisa usually comes through, and I wanted to tell her that I'm mailing her gifts. So if any of you know Elisa Kerwood, aka Rainbow Angel, tell her I was looking for her, and there's a gift in the mail. My cabbage is over here. So I have a half a cabbage. It's an organic cabbage from a place called Mississippi Market. I've actually had this cabbage since about January. Now, what I needed to do, because it's in the refrigerator, I did need to peel off the top layer because it was discolored a little bit, and I cut off the the side that got a little dry. So now we're just going to slice it in chunks, and in a minute we're going to get it into the pan. So you know what I forgot to do, of course? I forgot to core it. But I can do that right now. I can just take that core out. What are you cooking, Kilda Gardner? What are you cooking? This has a little bit of core in it too. And here we go. Nice and chunky and good for me. And actually, I'm actually a raw cabbage eater. I love raw cabbage. My glasses won't stay out. The bacon has some really nice color on it. I want you to see this. Look at the color on this bacon. And the onions are starting to caramelize. I don't want to move that around too much. I'd like to see some brown on those onions. Cheers, sparkling water. Salmon and brown rice with kale. Excellent. I had trout and wild rice. I think I have a picture of it. Let me find my phone. I had trout and wild rice just the other day. Let me see if it's here. I know it's here. Well, here was the trout. Look. I don't know if you can see that. And then here was the dish. And we did it with a grilled salad. So there is the salmon, wild rice, and oh yeah. Oh, hey, Cooking 1.5. How are you? I'm gonna. Okay, that's got some really good color on it. Let's go ahead and get the cabbage in there. And I should probably, I'm gonna let it brown a little bit, but I should probably get some chicken stock in there. And I made, oh my God, you guys, I'm building the video again, but I made the chicken stock. I've been actually building this video or filming this video. Today will be the third day. Okay. So I did cleaning the chicken feet, boiling the chicken feet, actually not boiling, but sanitizing the chicken feet, then cleaning the chicken feet nails off. So it was like a multi-step thing I had to do. I'm gonna leave this go and we're gonna go downstairs into the scary. You can go outside, Stella. Stella, you can go outside. The door is open for you. Your nose. She's such a cutie. So we're gonna go into the scary basement now. Scary. So I have these really scary steps. Really scary because we lost the last step. So this is 2 feet. To get from here to here is 2 feet. It was a poorly built structure when we got it. Cast iron is the way to go. Yes, cast iron is always the way to go. Oh, good. Finally, my stock's set up. So it took 3 days to get to this process. I simmered my chicken feet and vegetables for over 24 hours. And then once I strained out the solids, I let it go for another 8 hours. And I don't know if you can see how it's peeling out. It's super gelatinous. So I have been given a gift. I know that sounds arrogant. I'm aware that sounds arrogant, but I love my cooking. So what I'm going to do with this, this is a concentrate. So I don't want to put a 2 cups in there. I want to put a cup with a cup of water. Yeah, that step is a doozy, isn't it? It's scary. Scary. I need to cooking 1.5. I'm gonna find you because you know what's bothersome right now. I should be able to click on your name and just go to your channel. You can't do that anymore. That just irks me. Does anybody know why they did that? I want to be able to check people out when I want to check them out. I don't want to have to search for them, you know? It made it so hard. There you are. Is that you with the 2 guys? Yeah, okay. Oh, look at those fires. You guys, if you haven't been over to cooking 1.5, I don't know who's in here. We got about 6 people in here. So concerned my recipes will be lost forever when I die. I decided to release them to the world and train my little brother on the special cooking techniques used to release that maximum flavor. Welcome to Cooking 1.5. 205 subscribers, 206 now. I'm excited. And then videos. I think I'm gonna, how to cook cow heart. Do you guys know how to do tongue too? I'm going to play it now and also put it in my watch later. Because I'm going to put it in watch later so I watch it. But I'm going to let it play out right now. I am so excited about that. You guys go, please, please. If you have to leave the chat, and am I back yet? I hate when I buffer. What I was saying is if you can, go over to Cooking 1.5, either by opening up another tab. If you have to leave and then come back, go ahead and do that. If you watch a video and subscribe, but then put it in your watch later so you can really watch, okay? I'm excited about this. We got some bison, rattlesnake, elk, ostrich coming. Oh, a man after my own heart. All right, you guys, let's get serious. Okay, Oh, that's great. Oh, I'm so glad you found me. So look at that, you guys. Okay, I'm not shaking. That's what it's doing. Let's make sure you can see that. I'll get you closer, just a little bit closer. So I'm gonna get a cup of the stock, and then I'm gonna get a cup of the water. A cup of water. I'm not gonna. This took a lot of time to do. It's worth every minute you take to make this stock. I'm gonna tell you. And a lot of people say, I won't do feet. Oh my God, please. Don't buy your feet at Walmart. Don't buy your chicken feet at Walmart. Go find a farmer or go to your local co-op or whatever. But feet make the best, absolute the best stock. It's it's a process to make it, but it's worth it. Like I said, I did a video and I did it step by step by step. I discovered a year ago when I got tired of waiting on it to cook down that I could just walk away and let it cook for 24 hours and get back to it, simmer for 24 hours and get back to it when I was ready. I didn't have to wait for, only 8 minutes left on the cornbread. Puppy, you need to go away, okay? Yeah, I don't want to step on you. I didn't have to wait until 10 o'clock. It's been cooking. Now it's been cooking 4 hours or simmering for 4 hours. Oh, I have to strain this out. Nope. I just let it go for the rest of the night and then wait until I'm ready to strain it out and then put it back on the oven. Simmer it again so it's reducing, but reducing really slowly so that if you need an extended period to be away from the stove, you can. So I'm just going to dump this in. This is not something you need to watch. I mean, it's just dumping stuff in. And then I'm going to get some water. So also a cup of water. I'm going to stir that around. Now I'll bring you over there. Got to heat it up. And I will season it. I'll start seasoning it. It needs everything seasoning, with which, if you don't know what everything seasoning is, it is garlic, granulated onion powder, salt, and pepper. Everybody has a recipe like this. Mine is a tablespoon of salt, garlic powder, and pepper, and then a teaspoon of granulated onion. So it looks like this, right? So I'm gonna do a generous, probably a tablespoon of that. Try not to over season in the beginning. I put my red pepper flakes away accidentally. When you are working, you guys, with red pepper flakes, if you don't know this, the red pepper flake will bloom during the cooking process. So know how much heat you like. Troy and I like an abundance of heat. Well, not an abundance. We like a little bit of heat. I don't have COVID. Okay, I'm gonna put this and let it cook down. Let me taste though. That's gonna be good. Hold on, make sure you watch that for me. Don't let anybody take it away. I gotta get the lid. I spilled something flaky on my lid. Anyway, you see the writing on this? Volrath? This is a historical pot, and it's, sorry about the junk right there. It is over 100 years old, I think. My Griswold is over 100 years old. my grip. So anyway, there we go. Gonna let that cook for a little bit. Oh no, my oven turned off. It's gonna be a little bit longer, folks. Oh, so there's this thing that happens with my oven. I have to pay very close attention to it because if I'm using the stovetop and I'm using the oven will sometimes shut off. Now, we have tried to get this fixed. We've had a technician in 2 to 3 times, and it's a function, it's just poorly made. Oh, I did cut myself. Lovely. It's not, I don't know if you can see that. It's a little cut right there. I'm not giving you the finger. So it's not my live stream. Unless I've either cut or burnt myself. And now why don't we add the oven turning off while I'm in the middle of a live stream? Okay. Sorry. All right. So each show my intention is to tell you what's infusing in my living room. And today I'm going to read it to you, even though you've probably seen it. Diffusing in my living room today is Copaiba. Copaiba comes from the Copaiba tree. It's from the resin of the Copaiba tree. And what it does is it has similar effects as CBD oil, but it isn't from hemp. And it can't be misconstrued as something that from hemp. It is simply Copaiba. And what's wonderful about it is if you have any sort of anxiety, you can just rub it in your hands and sniff it in. And because it's I'm going to do some science, sesquiterpene, it's going to go into your nose. It's going to penetrate the walls, the cell membranes, not the cell membranes, but the nasal membranes. It will go to the cell. It affects you on a cellular level where that molecule, the Copaiba molecule, the sesquiterpene in there, will interact with the receptors on the cell and basically tell those cells, chill, okay? It is, so what did I say about it? It can help with anxious feelings and can be applied to the skin to promote clear and smooth complexion. I know this is true because I've been adding 2 drops to my lotion the last couple of weeks, just 2 drops, and rubbing it around, and my face tends to, I'm kind of tense anyway, but I feel like it has relaxed the muscles in my face. I am an anxious person. As a teacher, I am. Hey, Lynx Acres, good to see you. That's made in the USA, right? I take care. Yes, all of my cast iron. Sorry, I wasn't even looking at the chat. Cooking 1.5. Sorry about that. Yes, it's made in the USA. I don't even know if Woolwrap is around anymore. Made their last. Oh darn it! My back yet? Okay, Griswold made their last pan in 1947. I think Woolwrap went until maybe 1970. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. But again, Copaiba is really good at calming. And it's a real good mix with lavender. Put it on the backs of your necks and right around here. And it is really good. It's a super oil along with frankincense. So these are 2 things you might want to consider. Remember, I am a dōTERRA advocate, wellness advocate. You can click on my link below, which is, what is it? I'm new to this, but I totally believe in it. I believe in these products. Otherwise, I wouldn't talk about them. So mydoterra.com/Karen Paulman. Go check around. If you want more information from me, click on Contact Me, and I can help you out. I'm super excited about oils. I'm not kidding you. Um, I have a family member who thinks I'm just about selling, and I'm not. I'm about sharing because it works for me. Daddy Curbs, who has the channel Daddy Curbs Farm, a homesteading story, he has products he absolutely believes in as well. And that's where that's where I started to understand I don't need to be afraid to share what I believe in. So he's my YouTube mentor. Oh, I want to show you this. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And this will definitely be ready in a short time. Now, take a look at that for a second. I'm going to find something for you to sit on because I want to see what the cornbread looks like, but I want you to be able to see too. Oh, it's getting there. Oh, it's soft in the middle. I'm going to have to go. I'm going to go 10 more minutes on that. Darn it, you guys. It could have been done. It could have been done by now. I could be pulling it out and showing you. But no, my husband had to turn off. Oh, that's the 9th grader in me. Yes, I take really, really, really good care of my cast iron. I never let them sit dirty. I always wash them, and I use my lard. One of the reasons I make lard is so that I can season my cast iron pans. So if you don't know how to make lard, here's how you do it. You ask your local co-op or your butcher if he has any leaf lard or leaf fat, or if he can get you some leaf fat. He or she or they can get you some fat. My co-op happened to get me 5 pounds. Now, I was going to use that for sausage, but I had gone to a more plant-based diet. I was like, I'm never going to use, I'm never going to use this for sausage because I'm never going to make sausage again. I'm so afraid. I was going to do plant-based and I was going to miss all these lovely things. Well, that lasted 6 weeks. I got super sick, ended up with influenza, wasn't able to get the nutrients I needed. But in the process, I knew I didn't want to throw away the fat, so I rendered it. And what rendering means is you cut up your big, huge pieces of fat, you put them in a pot, you put it on low and let it change into a liquid. And what'll come out are some solids that you scoop out. But then once you strain off that liquid from the fat that you boiled down, you get this beautiful, and then it turns to that white, beautiful lard that I just showed you. Darn it. Okay, am I back? Ugh. So the other thing you can do, another oil that I use on my cast iron pans is chicken, what they call schmaltz. Okay, so that again, you take chicken fat and you simmer it until it becomes a liquid. Scoop off any solids, and there you go. You can do that with duck fat. Duck is good too, and goose, if you can find any fat on the goose. So for years, I had experimented with creating my own cooking fats. And so right now, the easiest for me is the pork fat. Buying a good chicken. I don't want to buy a chicken from Walmart. I don't want to buy a chicken that has been raised in a pen stacked on top of each other, 400 chickens high. I actually don't know how that works, but I don't want a factory chicken. So I would need to buy my chicken from the same place I get my chicken feet, which is Khadijan or any other local farmer, but that is so expensive. Just switched my cell phone provider to public mobile and I'm happy with it. Yay! Thanks, it's good to be here. What did you, yes, I have products I like too that give me bonuses. I only use brand chickens and Amish chickens. Yes, I will use Amish chickens. I think, as a matter of fact, yep, I did. I just bought a whole fryer. It's an Amish chicken, farm raised in Ohio, not Minnesota, but it's, you know, it's how many pounds? It's 3.8 pounds, and it costs, so it's about $2.99, $2.49 a pound. To get chickens like from the farm I was talking about, Khadijan, that's almost $5 a pound. So that's out of my league. Are you in Ohio? Stay away from them generics. Yeah. Get in front of the, here's Nightbot, get in front of the hottest wellness trend. Karen Paulman, my CTFO, join for free. Okay, so you guys, in my links, you'll also see CTFO. I'm gonna tell you why I'm all about CTFO right now. It's not because I know their products well. It's because I joined over a year ago and I hadn't done anything with it. It's a CBD oil company and they have other products, good products. So I joined over a year ago and suddenly this week, last week, I got a message, you got paid. Okay. So then I went over and figured out how to get that transferred to my bank account. And I started looking around at the products and I was like, why have I not done anything with this for a year? This stuff is really good. So, and it's helping a lot of people. It's helping people. It's called, CTFO stands for Change the Future Outcome. It is a company focused on health and wealth. Coming up soon, I will be doing a premiere where I will show their products. And what it is they have designed a video for me that I'm going to introduce and show. Like I said, I have not used their products. I only know people that have used their products. My intention is to buy something that won't trigger a drug. What I'm concerned about is something triggering a drug test, triggering the drug test for marijuana. I don't think that'll happen. I'm just, you know, I have to be very concerned about that as a teacher, even though I know plenty of teachers that imbibe. I'm not one of them. Okay, we're going to move you over here. We're going to look at, came out clean, we're done. All right. Oh, man. Oh, I got to get you over here. I don't want you to look at the oven in my knees. Okay, come on, hurry up. Okay, so the trick to making this taste delicious. Got to turn this off and this off. Okay, the trick is right away, where's my butter? Right away getting butter on there. This is the way to make it. So there's already a pound of butter in there. A pound, no. There's already a cup of butter in there. And then you do this. You rub the top with butter, you go along the side, get it down there. And you guys, I'm sorry I can't taste this for you because it's for a friend. I'm going to drop it off at their house today. So get it down there all the way around. But I can smell it, and it smells really good. Oh, yeah. Look at that. But I can taste the, get that right so that doesn't dry out. Oh, gosh, you guys. Oh. Oh, my Jesus. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh, I'm going to have to go out and buy some butter for us. I went through all of our butter today. I had a pound, and now I have 1 stick left. All right, you guys. So close and yet so far. Yes, isn't that beautiful? I'm going to let that sit. Who's here? There's 9 people. Where are my thumbs up, you guys? Val No Sul, hola. I probably said your name wrong. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. We're and I'm going to plug in first. I'm going to go ahead and taste the cabbage and bacon. And then we're going to do our thing where we sign off. But I have, why does that say 23 and that says 25? Huh. I don't know. So I'm going to see if this is ready to taste. Let me go get something. Look, it's me kicking it with Karen. I'll get a small dish. I don't expect to be blown away by this. I expect that I'll go, yeah, that's good. Okay. All right. Take this off. Oh, gosh, I wish you could see it. I could bring you over here, but I'm not. I will probably add some apple cider vinegar to this. So here it is. Cabbage and bacon. I'm going to taste it, and then I'm going to see. I'm going to see if I should add some vinegar to it. That's a little hot. Can you see it steaming? Mmm. It means nothing. Get a little bit of bacon. I am going to try some apple cider vinegar. I make my own apple cider vinegar. I want to show you. Okay, so this is really cool. Both these apple cider vinegars have some really clear mothers in them. But I'll tell you what the mother is and what the pellicle is. So this thing at the top that's floating a little bit, that's a pellicle. That forms naturally from the acetic acid. This down here, this is the mother. This is the stuff right here. This is the stuff that ferments. So, oh, it's beautiful. I'm going to put this away because I've disturbed it. So if I were to make another apple cider vinegar, I'll show you the one in the other room. I would use the existing pellicle and move that over to the new apple cider vinegar. It's like what people call a kombucha SCOBY. The SCOBY is actually just a pellicle. It's all the stuff floating in the kombucha. That is the mother, or that is the SCOBY. Okay, I'm just going to do a little bit of apple cider vinegar. My apple cider vinegar is very strong. Very, very strong. I think that one I use some super tart, like Granny Smith apples, even tarter than that, I think. I got them at the apple orchard. And then I realized I don't necessarily like my apple cider vinegar that tart. You guys, that's the answer. I didn't think I wanted that, but that, that is so good. I can say it. I'll say it again. I love me. Okay, let's go ahead and look at so you saw my apple cider vinegar there. We're gonna, there it is. Okay. And I'll show you the oil, and then we'll go back there. But this is the Copaiba oil. And I'll tell you what I do. I just, I can put it all over my body, but I can just do this too. Inhale it. And it goes right up through here, and you can just feel the relaxation right away. So, sometimes I hesitate to do this. Okay. So this is my apple cider vinegar, and you can see there is a active pellicle growing. I should probably push. You can see the bubbles too, I think. Should I turn on the light? So this is all pellicle. And you can see all of the bubbles. So this one's been going for a few months, a couple months, maybe a couple months. And what I'm going to do with that is eventually, I let mine go longer than other people do with the solids in there. What I'm going to do is I will strain that out and move some of those old apples into the new apple cider vinegar jar. And then I will, I lost my train of thought. Move some of the old apples into the new apple cider vinegar jar, add new apples, and then add water. And a little bit of, I'll strain out some of the mother to put into, put in there along with some of the old apples. The reason you use it's already inoculated with the bacteria and yeast or the acetic acid, whatever makes up the acetic acid. I am amazed that we did 2 things in 1 hour. The last couple of live streams, I haven't been able to get through. I haven't been able to get through stuff. So it has been an hour, and I want to say thank you so much for coming through. I'm going to go through my spiel, and then I'm going to let you go. So I want to remind you, first of all, if you're new to my channel, I am all about health and well-being. My number 1 thing is gut health. The rest is however good, strong mind, strong body, strong everything. I'm an English teacher and a dance teacher. I'm teaching from home right now, and I have come to understand what I'm about to say to you as truth, and that is I really want you to sustain your mind and body with good thoughts, very important, good thoughts and good food. I want you to focus on your dreams. I'm all about my dreams. I have 3 things going for me this summer. My dōTERRA, which I hope you all will investigate. Um, my YouTube channel, CTFO, I guess, too, so that's 3, but then my garden. I'm gonna get a garden going so I can sustain myself. So I'm gonna focus on my dreams, and I want you to seek tranquility. If you can find a little bit of tranquility, you will experience love, hope, and joy. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your energy, and I appreciate your support. Have a good rest of your evening. Bye. See ya.